Hey everybody, Tony George from DocSports.com. Welcome to the Tuesday update. We're going to be talking about UFC and NASCAR. Look back and a look ahead, and that's all good news. Also, you'll see the canvas is still bare behind me. We're working on that. This is George, who I've been married to for 32 years, and I've been arguing about what my static background should be in terms of my personality. And now I've convinced her after 2 weeks of exactly what my personality is. So we're going to have a mix of rock and roll, a little mix of the movie industry, a little mix of the sports industry, all behind me, and we'll be able to stick this up there too. We'll get that, upside down. Right there. We'll have a little Doc Sports thing back there for you. But nonetheless, I always have a very candid and open and honest conversation with all of you about everything, which is rare in this industry, but I always do. And before we get to this stuff, it's good to have some good news because we've been seeing nothing but bad news. Now, every time you turn on the television, all it is shock, horror, and dismay, frustration, and anger. And since this police incident in Minneapolis happened, which was wrong and which was horrific, instead of a dialogue for reform with some peaceful protests to bring light to a situation where you definitely would have had a platform and some leverage to deal with reform, it's turned into a huge open-air Nintendo game all over the country. And it couldn't have got any closer to home than last night when a police officer, and I have many friends in law enforcement, both here in Missouri, Nebraska, Arkansas, Florida, to name a few, at the state, local, and federal level. Many friends in law enforcement at many different levels, and I'm scared for them. I'm worried about them, physically and emotionally. I've talked to many of them. Last night we had a police officer get shot in the back of the head in the middle of a bunch of rioters here in Vegas, in front of Circus on Las Vegas Boulevard. And 20 minutes later, there was an armed individual walking around 3 blocks from Fremont Street at Las Vegas Boulevard and 3rd Avenue with an automatic weapon and body armor on that had to be taken out. And by the way, Vegas is supposed to open up Thursday at midnight. After we just got through all this COVID stuff. And we're still in the middle of that. Who knows? So it's very upsetting. So instead of watching, and I don't care what your politics are. I don't care whether you're watching Rachel Maddow on MSNBC or Sean Hannity on Fox. We could do better as a human race. We can do better as a society. Millennials stay home. There'll be a time and a place for a dialogue about reform and how we can change things to make things better here. Anyway, DocSports.com. Winning money in NASCAR. Winning money in UFC. And the big thing is that a lot of you come over here for free plays. And I like winning free plays for you. 90% of you come here for free picks. You don't take advantage of that free $60. If you would have, you'd spent $30 on a UFC card this last weekend and cashed out. And you'd have won another 7-unit pick in NASCAR. And it had all been for free. If you're not betting this NASCAR, you're out of your mind. 8-1 with plays of 6 units or higher this year, and 7 out of 9 cards have cashed. And last year, we won almost $8,000 for a $100 player and plus 88 units. And I've told you before, Scott Spreitzer is right behind me. Well, I mean, nipping at my heels to be the number one guy. One of the best handicappers in Las Vegas. You got the best 1-2 punch in NASCAR anywhere in the country. If you're watching this video and you're not betting it, you're doing yourself a disservice. But nonetheless, we gave you 2 free NASCAR winners because my free picks have been sucky. But I told you on Friday, we're going to change that around. We took premium plays, 1 premium play from UFC, the Hill fight, gave it to you for free. The Kyle Busch pick, out of the 2 picks that we gave you on Sunday that both cashed, was going to be a premium play. We kept it to a 7-unit top pick card. Look, times are tough. Not everybody's got a fat wallet right now. A lot of you haven't been working. You're drawing unemployment. This COVID-19 thing has thrown us all for a loop. My way of helping out. So, nonetheless, here's more good news. We got a NASCAR race on Sunday in Atlanta, and we got one in Martinsville on Wednesday. Come on. Get hooked up. UFC 250 Saturday. Cards will be out Saturday morning at 8:30 a.m. Pacific for the UFC, 8:30 a.m. Pacific Sunday for NASCAR. Now, NASCAR, a couple questions. You can email me. Cheers to you. You can email me. Direct message at Twitter at TGeorgeSports. And many of you do communicate with me. Sometimes not all good. But a couple of common questions. Tony, I can't find your picks. Meaning, I got your pick, I can't find an outlet. Really? Really? Now, this is a very tight fence to straddle. Consider it barbed wire, and I'm naked trying to straddle it. That visual is kind of scary, but nonetheless, global odds. There are 3 great big ones out there. All you got to do is Google NASCAR odds. Not hard. 3rd grader could do it. There's outlets. I have rotation numbers with them. And I'll tell you something. If you don't have more than one outlet to shop your lines, you're leaving 25 to 30 units of sport per season on the table. If you're going to, I live in Las Vegas, so I have the convenience of having one of these. Okay? Like everybody else does. But I have apps on it. Okay? Right there. I have apps on it. For every book in town. And it's legal to do it. Shop your lines. Why would you lay 145 when you could lay 130? Because you're lazy? Why would you take 130 when you could take 145 and win? An extra 15 cents on the dollar. It adds up. Shop your lines. Get more than one outlet. Probably solve 99% of your problems when it comes to not being able to find a matchup, and they're readily available everywhere. Second of all, you're doing so good in NASCAR, why don't you do trucks and Xfinity? Because there's too much volatility and uncertainty, I'm not going to do it. I could go into a long dissertation of why I'm not going to do it. But at the end of the day, NASCAR is all about money. And you've seen me interview J.J. Yaley. He's a friend of mine. It has been for years. And he drives Monster Cup. Did it right here on this page. You can watch the video. You know, I kind of know behind the fence. I help him get sponsors on the side. Side hustle. You own a medium small company, you want to get into NASCAR advertising, just reach out to me. But nonetheless, you know, the top teams get $15 to $18 million a year. The lesser teams, underfunded teams, like the ones JJ runs with, maybe 2, 3, maybe 4 million tops. So you're at a disadvantage. Well, sometimes these big racers, Logano, Harvick, Busch Brothers, Dillon, you know, Elliott, Boyer, these guys, they drop down, they race Xfinity or trucks. When they do, they take that extra money and resources with them. They have the best of the best of the best, including tires. And tires is everything. In NASCAR, Xfinity, trucks, Formula One, Indy, Arco, USAC, all of it. Every time you change your tires in NASCAR, it costs $3,800. Some guys have access to all the tires they want, and other guys don't. And if you don't have good rubber, you're done. Can't take corners as fast, all kinds of different things. Maneuver in traffic, everything. So those guys take that money and go down and race Xfinity or trucks. And then the odds go through the roof. There you got to lay 280, 350, 420, head-to-head matchup deals. And you have a bunch of young rookie drivers and up-and-coming drivers, because Xfinity and truck racing is the farm club for Monster Cup racing. So then you have a possibility where people don't know the track and don't have the experience as well as these veteran drivers with these souped-up, better vehicles they're driving than the others. They end up getting wrecked out, and that blows your huge money line bet. I'm not willing to do it. I am not fixing what is not broken. My NASCAR is one of the best in the country, and it's going to stay that way because I'm going to continue to do what I've been doing, and I'm not going to take chances with my money or your money in Xfinity or trucks where I know that I could sell it. because I'm an honest guy. That's why I don't do them. That's the video. Get ready. Be back at you Thursday with the next update.